Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the RoboChan Show, where we take the gaming news format that channels like Spawnwave or Arlo do, add a dash of animation and some cool editing on top to bring you your gaming news, leaks, and rumors in a fresh new way. If you're new here and want to be kept up on everything gaming, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoy the video and dislike if not. In this video, we are going to talk about some more Nintendo Switch news and also some Nintendo news that has recently dropped. These include multiple devs talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 and their games, and even the Nintendo president talking about the US tariffs and how that could affect the Nintendo Switch 2. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is less than 50 days away, the time where we'll get all this crazy news on the next Nintendo Switch and hopefully some games. I'm actually really hoping we do see some games during that Nintendo Direct. I mean, they showed Mario Kart 9, or what appeared to be Mario Kart 9 anyways, during that teaser trailer, so I don't see why not. With the Nintendo Switch 2 heading our way, there also seems to be multiple developers coming out and talking about their Nintendo Switch 2 games. One such developer is the developer behind Marvel Rivals. Over on IGN, they have an article that says Marvel Rivals developer is open to potential future release on Nintendo Switch, and this is what they had to say on that topic. As Wu put it, we're already in contact with Nintendo and we're working on some developer kits, and whenever we find that we can provide great performance for our game on Switch 2, we're open to that. Now, they also have the reason why they didn't launch it on the original Nintendo Switch yet, and this is what they said. The reason why we didn't launch it onto the Switch, it was the first generation of that device. They cannot provide a great experience for our gameplay. So if we were to achieve that goal, we're open to that. So this is kind of them confirming that it is coming to the Nintendo Switch, but it might not. It's really confusing here, because on one point they said that they provided them with dev kits essentially. He literally said, we're already in contact with Nintendo and working on some developer kits. So they're working on the developer kits of the Nintendo Switch 2 for Marvel Rivals, so that means it could potentially come. Maybe they're just working on it right now and seeing if they can get it to run on the current Nintendo Switch, so it's not confirmed yet, but it is a very big possibility. I think that's what they're talking about from my understanding. But considering the rumored power of the Nintendo Switch, I don't see why not, especially when DLSS is involved. Now, there are other things that go into Marvel Rivals. If you guys watched any information on how like Doctor Strange's portal work, if you guys didn't see this little bit of news about Marvel Rivals, over on Reddit it says Marvel Rivals tech lead reveals Doctor Strange's portals were an unprecedented technical hurdle that presented unique development challenges. And you even got people in the comment section saying every time Doctor Strange uses his ult, my FPS drops about 10. So that's just one of the technical hurdles that they have on the current platforms for Marvel Rivals, let alone the Nintendo Switch 2. The interesting thing here is this opens the discussion of Switch specific games for the Nintendo Switch 2. If performance for the game was the question of whether to put it on the original Nintendo Switch or not, then that means this would be a Switch 2 exclusive if they end up getting it running on the Nintendo Switch 2 and can't run it on the original Nintendo Switch. One would assume anyways, so this might actually be a Switch 2 exclusive game. What's very interesting as well, especially when it comes to like first-person shooters and stuff, like Overwatch 2 or even just Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is going to be hitting the console too. Now that the Nintendo Switch has a mouse, are Switch players going to be able to play with PC players then? You guys know what I mean when it comes to matchmaking? That's going to be very interesting too. Is there going to be a big difference from using the Joy-Con mouse to just a regular mouse on the PC? Very interesting thing. Now, there are some other developers that are coming out talking about the Nintendo Switch 2. One of them is the Split Fiction developer, and this is what he had to say. I mean, I know obviously a lot about the Switch 2, but you know, there's a lot of secrecy behind everything, so I can't say anything yet, but you will know all soon. Nintendo announced that they have this thing in April, I mean, so then we're gonna know more about the console. Now, the interesting thing about that brings up that there's a lot of secrecy behind it. I'm really wondering, what is the big secret? Because you have to wonder, if it's a big secret, it can't be just the mouse. I mean, that was already shown in the trailer, right? Is it how the backwards compatibility works? Is there some kind of upgrade for any game? Does it upscale the games? Is there some kind of gimmick that we just don't know about? Is there any attachments? Like, what is the big secret? Now, moving on to the next topic, this is something that's really going to be impacting a lot of us who buy the Nintendo Switch 2, especially as someone who's in the US, and that's about the tariffs and how that's going to affect the Nintendo Switch 2. So when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2 price, a lot of people have their own price that they prefer, that they want the Nintendo Switch 2 to be. Currently, there is a a rumor that's going to be between 350 and 400, and that seems very, very likely. Nintendo really hasn't released a lot of consoles that go over 400. I think the last one was the SNES. I saw a Twitter post over on Twitter that mentioned this. The post pretty much goes into the price and how it's confirmed by fact and logic. And Switch 2 stock put on this theory, and this is what he said. Nintendo Switch 2 will be $349. Theory: original MSRP of Nintendo consoles with inflation for 2017, NES $469, SNES $376, N64 $318, NGC or Nintendo GameCube $279. That's really weird because the Nintendo GameCube was more powerful than the PS2, so I'm surprised it's that cheap. Wii $307, Wii U $327, Nintendo Switch $299. This shows that Nintendo has never revealed a console over 400 except the Nintendo or the NES. And again, that's just a theory, it's not anything confirmed, but the rumor did say between 350 and 400 according to that Costco employee who had something in the system for something from Nintendo. And then of course there was the tags. I did a whole video on it. You can watch it if you want to. It's in the top right corner of the screen. But my point is, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is, could this actually be a little bit more expensive, especially when it does launch? Could these tariffs actually affect the price? Well, we might know an answer. So Nintendo Everything has an article that says Nintendo on potential impact of US tariffs on its business, Switch. Nintendo President Shintaro Furukawa has addressed the current situation with US tariffs and how that could impact the Switch. President Trump has been pursuing tariffs that would be enacted on countries such as China, Canada, and Mexico. That could affect various industries, including the video game business. Regarding the potential impact of policies, Furukawa had this to say, as translated by Nintendo Everything. Nintendo Switch is not only manufactured in China, but in such places as Vietnam and Cambodia as well. We are predicting various geopolitical risks and establishing ways to respond. Furukawa also addressed the case on further fees imposed on China. Regarding that, he stated this: while we anticipate a certain impact, the influence of this year's financial results is expected to be minimal. We will continue to observe the trend and thoroughly consider how to respond. So this is kind of something similar to when they were talking about the depreciation of yen, if I remember correctly. They just said, basically, we'll wait and see what happens, essentially. That's essentially what they're saying here. They're obviously not going to tell us, oh yes, it's going to be costing more, but the one thing I hope that does not happen is that it's going to cost more in the US. I am going to be very angry. So whenever Nintendo does drop the price for the Nintendo Switch 2, probably during that Nintendo Direct, I gotta really just kind of expect it to be more than $350. I think I better get my mind ready. And not only my mind, but my bank account too, I guess. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section below. How much are you even willing to pay for the Nintendo Switch 2? The most I'm willing to pay is $400, and that would suck, to be honest, because I would like to pick up some games, at least one game. I mean, it is backwards compatible with the Nintendo Switch, and I have tons of Nintendo Switch games, so it's not the worst thing. And that's one good thing about the Nintendo Switch 2 is that there's confirmed backwards compatibility. So even if you don't have enough money to buy a game, you still have your other Nintendo Switch games, and I have a ton of back catalogs to go through. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about today's topics in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. And if not, on your way out, make sure you subscribe for more videos and also have that notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there is my Patreon and Twitter account in the pinned comment if you're interested in those. Oh, and also have this donut if you're still sticking around for me rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.